My parents abandoned their pregnant daughter when she needed help most. Now they're begging me to convince my sister to let them meet their granddaughter. I'm 29, and I've been carrying this family shame for 4 years. My sister was 8 months pregnant when her husband just disappeared, left a note saying he couldn't handle being a father and moved states away with his coworker. My sister was completely broke, terrified, and had nowhere to go. She called our parents crying, desperately begging to move back home until she could get back on her feet after having the baby. I'll never forget overhearing that phone call from my childhood bedroom. My sister was sobbing, pleading with them to let her stay even just in the basement. She promised she'd pay rent once she could work again, do all the housework, anything they wanted. She just needed help for a few months. My dad was brutal. He told her she made her bed and now had to lie in it. Mom was worried about my final college exams and said a screaming baby would destroy my chances at graduate school. They both said I was their priority now. They hung up on her while she was still begging. I sat there listening, knowing it was wrong. But I was 25, still living at home and completely dependent on them financially. I let them convince me my sister was being overly dramatic. They kept saying single mothers figure things out without running home to mommy and daddy. My sister found a tiny studio apartment in the most dangerous part of town for $400 a month. She had her baby girl completely alone at the county hospital. Our parents acted like their daughter and granddaughter had vanished from existence. For the next 4 years, I watched this sick double life play out. My parents lived their comfortable suburban dream, while my sister worked multiple jobs and struggled as a single mom. They never once asked how my sister was doing, never sent birthday cards to their granddaughter or Christmas presents. Complete radio silence. Meanwhile, they couldn't stop bragging about me. I finished my engineering degree, landed a great job at a tech company, got married. My parents were so proud, telling everyone about their successful son, but they never mentioned having a granddaughter to anyone. I saw my sister maybe twice during those 4 years. She looked exhausted, but was trying so hard. Her daughter was this adorable little girl who had no idea she had grandparents or an uncle because my sister never told her we existed. Last month, everything fell apart. My wife and I got transferred out of state for my promotion. When we moved out, my parents' house suddenly felt empty. Mom started complaining about how lonely they were getting in their old age. That's when Mom decided to play detective. She found my sister's address online and sent her this long email wanting to reconnect. She said they missed her and wanted to meet their granddaughter. They offered to pay for plane tickets, even mentioned starting a college savings account, acting like they'd been loving grandparents instead of people who abandoned their family. I knew my sister would be furious. 4 years of silence, and now they suddenly want back in because they're bored and lonely? But here's what I never expected. My sister actually responded to their email, just not how they were hoping. She wrote them back with a detailed, itemized bill for every single expense of raising her daughter alone for 4 years. She had kept receipts for everything: rent, groceries, clothes, medical bills, childcare, school supplies, toys, everything. The total came to exactly $47,832. My sister told them they could meet their granddaughter once they paid back every penny they owed for abandoning her when she desperately needed help. She said they had taught her that adult choices come with adult consequences, so now they could handle theirs. My parents called me immediately, absolutely furious, and expecting me to talk sense into my sister. They said she was being unreasonable and vindictive. Mom had the nerve to ask if I thought my sister was trying to punish them. But you know what I told them? I said my sister was absolutely right. They had abandoned their pregnant daughter and pretended their granddaughter didn't exist for 4 entire years. Now they wanted a relationship on their terms when it was convenient. I told them if they truly wanted to be grandparents, they should start by paying every penny of that debt. My sister had learned to handle her responsibilities alone. Now they could handle theirs. My parents haven't spoken to me since. Honestly, I don't care. I should have stood up for my sister 4 years ago when she needed me most. The least I can do now is support her decision to make them pay for their selfish cruelty.